Hey everybody, it's Denise with Dome Entertainment. I just drove from Silicon Valley, the San Jose area, all the way in the pouring rain. It's still raining here. All the way to the restaurant called The Fat Lady, and I'm here at the Fat Lady restaurant. There's the little sandwich board. Let's go inside, and I'm going to be meeting with one of our executive producers, and you'll get to meet her. Hello!
How are you, my dear?
Yay! Oh, I made it. It was a long drive
gosh,
in the rain.
I'm so happy. What a place
Yay!
to come.
Thanks for inviting me. This
Happy
is
New
amazing.
Year.
Happy New Year! It's a happy New Year.
2018.
We are going to have an amazing year, and this is just the beginning of 2018 and the women's movement.
We are.
Do you want to share
Well, we're
a
going to be
little bit?
meeting actually our other associate producers for a project that we've been working on for quite a while. It's called Star of India. And it's a beautiful story that's going to be taking place in India and around the world about this gentleman. He was a fighter pilot in Mahinder Singh Puji, and he fought in World War II. And it's really a British story as well. It was the Battle of Great Britain, and when Churchill got the assignment of taking over the country and the Germans were coming in and bombing and just destroying everything, they had to reach out to their allies. And Britain was ruling over India, China, and other territories. And so they actually got 12 of these amazing pilots out of India, and they joined the Royal Air Force. So our story takes a slice of history, and how that, and his journey, and how it was helping to empower others, and wonderful. And I have all these wonderful producers on board. I have my dear loving friend Denise O'Brien. She's also an executive producer on board. I have Lori Cheung, who's an associate producer, and Roshana Babu, who's an associate producer. We have Leonardo, who's not here today, but us ladies are coming together to discuss possibilities of what it takes in producing this film and making it into reality. And we're discussing about possibility of going back to India to meet with potential investors and so forth.
So, these lovely ladies are all part of our film, so I'd love for you to meet them. And we just met our beautiful, beautiful executive producer. And let's meet Lori.
This is Lori Cheung. She's our associate producer for the Star of India. And she's coming on board today with bringing context of investors. We all need investors to make reality of things. And she's planning to go to India to meet these people. And so we're discussing today all the ins and outs of what it takes to update our package and make it presentable and enticing for someone who wants to see the vision and have it fully realized.
Right. So Lori, since you're a photographer, tell us a little about yourself and your vision for being, as a woman, part of the film.
I believe that peace on this planet is needed now more than ever. And so the projects that we're bringing together, the Star of India and other projects, are about humanitarian success. We're holding that vision that joy, love, and peace in the world can happen in a very beautiful way. So my photography is around that, and I love photographing people with passion and inspiration and people that are contributing to the world. And Pets for World Peace is my nonprofit. So
and tell us about that.
I believe that animals have a unique ability to heal. Animal therapy is needed, I believe, in the world, and it is here to inspire and to educate people on animal and people, the welfare of both and the success of both, health and health.
I'm just going to edit myself in on this point to say that she's so humble. She's one of the top celebrity photographers in the country for pets, which is a very big honor. We even had her included in one of our red carpet events in Hollywood, where she was to come down and take photos of pets on the red carpet. Now, not very many people can do that. That's not an easy thing to do with everyone else's pets. So anyway, she is a world-renowned pet expert, and thus her passion and her purpose to bring peace and to do that through pets is a beautiful thing. So I love it.
I have Miss Roshana Babu. She's a very special, unique, and wonderful woman and a dear friend. And we've actually had the pleasure of mentoring her two sons. My partner, James Gardiner, is the composer on this film, and we have a mentoring program called Gardiner Music Mentoring, and so Roshana was there as the mother of these lovely young sons. And as I got to know Roshana, I said, Roshana, what is it that you really do? And she started telling me some amazing stories that I said, this woman, I have to have part of our team. So when Star of India came about, I said, Roshana, will you come on board as an associate producer and work with us? Because it is taking place in this pure, beautiful country of India, and there's so much that goes around that. And she said, sure, why not? And so Roshana.
And then we had tea. Because we always have to have tea.
We always have to have tea.
Yes.
In tea time, even in the art of war, it says during tea, there is no war. There is peace.
That's right.
So that's why you have to have tea.
We have to have tea.
And we're having tea.
So I met her for tea, and then she was off back to India, and I had just gotten home from India, so we kind of passed at the airport on the way. So let's meet you, Roshana.
Sure. I'm Roshana. I'm actually Indian origin. I've been living in the United States about 23 years. And really fortunate to have met Paula and you Denise and you Lori, and my background is in talent. I run my own talent acquisition and human capital strategy consulting, and I work with a lot of startups as well as a lot of news and media companies in both sides of the coast. And super excited about being part of a project that empowers women. I'm in the process of getting my nonprofit started in India called Fortify You Compass, and it's working with women who are underprivileged and bridging them with technology of today so they can be better teachers for tomorrow. So really excited to do that and to be part of Star of India. It's now the Make in India movement is happening, and I think it's an awesome time for a movie like The Start of India to get its time in the sun, and excited to be part of this amazing journey with all you guys.
So with both of us as executive producers, the female executive producers,
Yes,
and
right.
of course Leonardo of The Star of India, one of the things I'm most excited about, I've traveled to over 70 countries around the world in my lifetime, and I'm so grateful to have started traveling when I was in college, and I've never stopped, and I love it. But what you mentioned earlier about several continents, the war happened, it was a world war, right?
Yes,
so
right. World
we're
War II.
focusing on a pilot from India who joined the army with Britain, but what I love most is that the entire story is shot on multiple continents, which therefore brings our audience interest from multiple continents, and that's what makes this a blockbuster international film and what our expectations are for the international box office, because as a co-production with India and all the investors from the US and the team from Italy, from the US and other cities, that's going to make it. You can deliver the tea. We're having tea. We're having tea. And tell us what our desserts are.
Yes.
We've got some fancy desserts coming here. Yes. Those look
The
really
dessert
good.
sampler plate. We have espresso brulee, the coconut pecan tart, and the panna cotta, and then some house-made cookies and a little fruit.
Nice.
And
This one looks like a shamrock. So the
you
Irish
gotta have
girl
that.
has to.
This clove, and then this one is a lemon ginger, and you have a chocolate chip and a molasses.
Nice. A clove cookie.
Excellent.
And I don't know if you want plates, but I put them there just in case.
Cool. Thank you.
Alright.
So good. So good. So speaking of my Irish background, I'm eating a cookie that's shaped like a clover. How fun is that?
That's wonderful.
So I'm really excited about the possibilities for having a very huge global impact, which will affect the entire world with our film. Of all the films that I've been working on, The Star of India has the biggest budget. And the reason why is because it's the biggest star in the slate of films for Dome Entertainment, but also for the whole world. And I'm just really grateful that we're working together as a team, that we have you on board now, we have Lori on board, we have Roshana, and that together, we can change the fact that last night at the Golden Globes, the director of every single film was a man. There were no women being represented. Only 3% of the world of cinematographers are women. 3%. And let me just remind you that it's 2018, and that needs to change. We can make that difference by selecting the people we're selecting.
Yeah, she was the last, and she said,
In the 80s is when she won.
she won the only woman who won a Golden Globe for Best Director. And she says, ladies, hello.
In 1984. That was 34 years ago.
Yes, 34 years ago. And she says,
The
what?
only time,
The
one
only
woman,
time.
one time, one woman. What's wrong with that picture?
Yeah.
We have many, many, many talented, but we as women have to give other women the opportunity to be part of the team.
To give confidence
and
and
that's
courage.
always been my mantra.
Absolutely. And this project of Star of India takes place in Britain, it takes place in North Africa, Burma, it takes place in obviously the US is involved, we have Britain itself, we have India, we have Burma and parts of Germany. I mean, obviously all this, and our character, which is our Star of India.
And he crashes, but we don't want to tell you the whole
not
story.
all the story.
We don't want to give the
You
whole
gotta watch
movie
the
away.
movie.
Yeah, we want you to watch the movie.
But we're in the phases of creating it. This is what it all takes. It's over tea time. It's over having peace. It's over discussing all the elements that go into creating what we are, and we're doing it.
And I also feel like, one of the things that, having an international movie of this magnitude, it's going to open up a lot more opportunity for dialogue.
Yes.
And just the whole fact that something like this existed in the 40s. This is a story that's set in 1940s. So the fact that, here we are 2018, it's still so relevant. It can carry on so many more pieces of what is relevant to our day-to-day life today. So I feel like that's going to be a super cool piece to be portrayed. And the fact that he's of Indian origin, right? So I'm like very partial to that. So absolutely, that's right.
Yay.
For sure.
Should we have our dessert?
Yes, we
Lori,
should.
do you want to share something?
The last movie, let me just start. Gandhi was an amazing movie that totally touched the world, and I feel that this is the next step from Gandhi. So we are still working on creating amazing peace in the world, and this is the one. So it's so exciting. What an honor to be working with all of you, and thank you so much. Wow.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yay.
Yay.
Let's have our dessert.
Awesome.
Yay.
Yay.